All right, girl. Let's see. We got Bay, the big, beautiful beast. Her real name's Baoli. Her name is Baoli. We call her Bay, or Bay, or the Babester. And I think she had like 4 or 5 other ones, but I can't remember. Here, come right here. Sit. Good. I want to see. This is a good spot. Okay, so they've done a shit ton of work with her, and she's on a okay break, and she's on a easy walk. I'm not real good with easy walks, but this is the same thing I see with martingales. So easy walks, what happens is when they start to pull, it has a martingale type action, right, where it constricts, and this is here. Come here. I had you in the right spot till I moved you. Ready, sit. Good girl. Right? So what happens is, I see this all the time with the martingales that we use in the rescues. They put it on real loose. So like right now, it's fully constricted and there's not any kind of pressure. So when you're using these initially, you want to make sure it's snug on their chest, just like their collar would be. So that way when it starts constricting, and then that makes them stop pulling, right? That's the idea behind it is that. Now she's been on this thing for years, so it doesn't matter to her anymore, right? But when you're first using these, you want to make sure that it's snug right there, so that way when it starts to constrict, she feels the pressure, right? They feel the pressure of the constriction, and then they slow down. And ideally, you would stop at that moment too, right? The pressure would come on, and you would stop walking. You don't have to, but that's kind of the best way. If you take the reward of the walk is going away while the pressure's on, then when they kind of back up a little bit and the pressure's off, then you start walking again. Come on, girl. Right? So she's also a right side walker, which is awkward for me, right? Even though I walk Willie and Raider on the right side. And another thing they do, and look, I say this all the time, the walk is whatever you want out of the walk. She allows Baoli to switch sides a lot, and she just changes. Now, when I say that's okay, it's as long as they're swapping in the backside. You saw how she just went in the backside? If you want to fix that, you just don't let her do it, right? They don't care, she doesn't care that she does it, and she always does it behind. So you want to be careful if you're letting your dog. Now, if you're letting your dog walk like this all the time anyways, then that's what they're going to do. But they walk with them, and she allows her to swap sides, but it's always in the back, and that's okay, because if they're swapping sides in the front, then you run the risk of tripping, right? Like, say you're not paying attention. So if you don't want her to switch sides, you saw what I did right there? I just didn't let her go. I didn't pull her back or anything. I just didn't allow it, right? And you can fix it by using a lot of rewards over here. She doesn't need it because she's already a good walker, right? But say they keep trying to switch sides and you don't want them to. If you're use food and reward them over here, they're going to start staying there. Well, you don't have to use food. You can use affection. If you got that. Come on, girl. Come on. Good. Right? It doesn't have to. Everything doesn't have to be food. Good girl. Right? Sit. Now they've done a lot of stuff. I don't know what all she knows. Shake. Yeah, she knows that. They've done a lot of stuff. Like they've done like a couple of different trick classes. Heel. And although they've done a lot of really good work with her. I just don't know what all it is. Because she comes over for sleepovers. Sometimes. That's a good girl. Ready? Down? I think they say down. Down from a stand? Good. All right. So, heel. I don't know if they do a heel. If they do, it's a right side. So, the sporting people will tell you don't teach your dog to sit first before you do it down. There's a muscular thing, but they're sporting dogs, right? So it's a little different. There's this other guy that I was watching that I haven't seen in a while. Come on, girl. And but he says if you watch like say this dog, when she goes to lay down naturally, even if you haven't done any training with her, Most dogs are going to kind of go into a sit first anyways. That's kind of the idea of why you teach sit. And plus sit is very easy. It's the easiest thing in the world. um, so that's why you would teach them sit and then a down. So it depends. Everything depends on what your big term, long term goals are. Shit ain't no big deal. You just work with them, right? Ready, sit. Do you know implied stays? Good girl. You see my hand in my pocket? I've told myself this 10 times a day. And I should have said break. Messed that up because she was on a stay. A lot of people don't even have a break word for their stay. You should. That way, if you're using it for a important reason, like leaving the door open when we go say do the mail, you should always have a release word. And I should have said, I don't know what the release word is anyways. Some people use release, some people say okay. I just say okay. Oh, good girl. She wants to play, but it's hot. Right, so now I'm rewarding her on the left side. But she's doing good. And I know she walks both sides. Right, if you're trying to get them to walk one side, don't ever reward on the wrong side. If you don't care, then who cares? Reward that she's walking in a good position. Oh, girl. Sweet thing. Here. Okay, go ahead. Right? It's a good dog. They've done a lot of really good work with her. Are you looking for more water, dude? She drank a whole bottle of water before we came out. A whole bowl of water all by herself. She is a drinker.